Hi everyone, let's solve this problem. Partition equals subset sum. Given an integer array nums, return true if you can partition the array into two subsets such that the sum of the elements in both subsets is equal, or false otherwise. So this is the nums array, and subset is nothing but a subset is formed by either taking or leaving an element. So let's say, for example, if I take 1 and omit all the elements, this will be one subset. If I take 5 and omit all the elements, it will be one subset. Let's say I take 1 comma 5 and omit 11 comma 5, then it is a subset. So basically that's how subsets are formed. If you want to understand in detail, there is a video linked in the description. You can go through that video to understand about the subsets better. So now the question is, we have to divide our array such that there are two subsets where their sum is equal to each other, nothing but sum divided by 2, either sum by 2 or the both subsets sum is equal to each other. So in this case the total sum is 22 and our target is 11. So if you see here, this subset sum is 11 and the other subset sum is 11. Now let's take one more example. The problem, okay, I think the problem with this is, if you sum all the numbers here, it will be 11. 11 by 2, we will not get a number here. So that's the reason we are not going to go forward if it's a odd number. So now let's try to understand our solution by taking the first example. So the elements are 1, 5, 11, 5. Let me take the sum. Sum is 22. Target is 11, and we will maintain a subset sum. Okay, first let's say, for example, if I have total sum of 22 and I found one subset which has the sum of 11, then it is obvious that there will be one more subset which has all the elements summing up to 11, right? That is the possibility. Since we are avoiding the odd numbers, odd sum, then we are going to have, for sure, if I find one sum which is equal to 22 by 2, then the other sum also would be equal to 22 by 2. That is one of the reasons we are going to find for the target value. Target value is nothing but 11, 22 by 2. Now initially subset sum will be 0, because if I don't take any of the elements, the sum will be 0. Now let me start iterating over the elements, and there are two possibilities: do not take it or take it. If I do not take it, the element in the subset array sum will already be there. I don't really have to do anything. But if I take the element 1, in that case what do I need to do is, I have to add 1 to all the existing elements. So I just have added 0 plus 1 equal to 1. Similarly, I will be moving to 5. So in this case again I have two options: do not take it or take it. If I do not take it, whatever are the elements in the subset sum, they will remain same. But if I take it, I have to add 5 to all the elements in the subset. So 0 plus 5 is 5, and 1 plus 5 is 6. Then I'll move forward. I have 11. So if I do not add 11, that means all the elements will remain as it is. But if I add 11 to 0, it will be 11. We've already found our target element here, so we don't really have to iterate any further. We can just return true from this case whenever we found that 11 is available. Now let's also understand one more scenario. Let's say, for example, instead of 11 comma 5, let's consider it is 5 comma 11. I'm just changing the order just to show you one more case here. So if I'm here at this 5, 5 plus 0 will be 5, and 5 plus 1 will be 6, 5 plus 5 will be 10, 5 plus 6 will be again. One more thing is, like, if they are already there, we don't really have to add it because this is a subset, right? Subset will have all the unique elements. That is one thing. And we have added, and 11 we already found the answer. One case here is that, let's say for example, I have any element or any sum which is, all the sum will always be less than, the subset sum will always be less than the target sum. Right? That's how we got the target as 11. So it will always be, the sum element will always be less than the target sum. So now let's try to code it up. So let's say for example we have sum as 0. So we are going to iterate over, let's find the length, nums dot length. Now we are going to iterate from I plus plus, and we are going to make sum plus equal to nums of I, and then we are going to define subset sum. Subset sum will be new set, and subset sum dot add of 0. Initially the value will be 0. Then we are going to again iterate over all the elements we have, and here we are going to iterate over the sum which is there in the set. So let's say subset sum of subset sum. In this case, if the subset sum which is already present plus nums of I is equal to our target, we also have to calculate our target. So let target is equals to sum by 2, and we also have to handle our base case where if sum is an odd number, then we just have to return false. Otherwise we have to find the target, and if we found the target, we will just return true from here. Else if we are just ensuring that the total sum which we got so far is less than the target, in that case we are defining a temp subset sum, because while we are reading from the subset sum and we will be adding the elements to the subset sum, so it is going to create a problem. That's the reason we are going to store it into a temporary set. So we are going to add nums of I, and along with this we also have to copy the subset sum which was already there, because we are pushing it into the temporary subset sum. Now we have to assign our subset sum equal to temp of ss. Then at the end, if we have reached the end, it means that we did not find any subset of sum 11. Let's submit it. Cool. So now the time complexity of the solution would be, we are iterating over n elements, so it will be n into, so there is also n iteration for finding the sum, so it will be n plus n into target sum, whatever is the target. In this case it was 11, so it will be 11, and the space complexity of it would be, we go of max, it will go till target. So this is the time and space complexity of the solution. So yeah, I hope the solution is clear. Thank you.